Welcome to the fifth session of this training. How to package for your small scale export. Before you package your product, always consider the country that you are exporting it to. Like for instance, in US, the moment you brand your product, that is adding your label to your packaging, you must have FDA in it, that is United States Food and Drug Administration, unless you don't brand, like US, Canada and so on. But some countries don't require FDA, so you should consider the country that you are exporting to. And when you are branding your product, you should brand your product in a way that even when you are not there, that branding should market your product for you. Your brand name should be there, your logo. Net weight of your product should also be there. How do you calculate the net weight of your product? Now, if let's say for instance you are packaging garri or ofada rice, you want to use Ziploc bag to package, what do? Using digital scale, you weigh the weight of that Ziploc bag, empty Ziploc bag. You write it down, weigh the empty Ziploc bag, you write it down. Then you put your product, if it is garri or ofada rice, you put your product inside. If you put your product inside, you weigh it, that is the weight of Ziploc plus the product, you weigh it. After weighing it, what else do? You minus the weight of the empty Ziploc from the weight of both the Ziploc and the product. That is how you will know the net weight of your product. Take note. In your branding, the health benefits and the ingredients of your product should be there. These are the things that will market your product even if you are not there. If people are reading your branding, if people are reading your label, it should be able to tell them everything they need to know about your product. FDA certified, you put your FDA certified in it. If you do one FDA can cover for all the products that you have. Even if you have 100 products, one FDA can cover for all of them. So also direction for use. You are a producer now, so you have to add the direction in which somebody can use this your product. Also barcode, you also add barcode. If it in the supermarket, that place they used to scan a product, once they put it will be able to scan the product. Graphic designers will put all this. Your contact details, anybody that want to contact you, it should be there. The nutritional value or nutritional fat of your product should also be there. You can check Amazon and copy the nutritional fat or nutritional value of your product. The manufacturing date and the expiring date, you should be able to put it there. Any product you are putting expiring date, let it be a year or more than 1 year. Let's say you produce it December 2025. If you are putting expiring dates, let it be December 2026 or 2027, so that they will know that okay, the shelf life of this product is actually long. Then you put your made in Nigeria. These are the things that should be in your labeling. Items to use to package your products. Now your product, you can decide to use Ziploc bag to package your product, or you can decide to use cans. Those cans, 2 kg, 4 kg, 5 kg, you can decide to use cans to package your product. Then you need a hand sealer or sealing machine, because those Ziploc bag, once you put your product in a Ziploc bag, there is where you use to seal it. But do not leave it at that, because it might open and air might enter your product, or your product might scatter. Still use a hand sealer. Hand sealer is cheaper than sealing machine. Sealing machine is bigger and is costlier. You can get a hand sealer used to seal that Ziploc bag. Again, we also have heat gun. Heat gun is what you use to seal the cover of your can. Maybe you are using bottle or can. Now you put your tamper proof after covering the can. If you cover it, you now get tamper proof. Put it on it, use your heat gun and blow it. The heat gun will blow it and it will seal together. Another item you can use is digital scale for scaling. You cannot skip digital scale. So they have small digital scale and large digital scale. If you are packaging large products, you have to get a large digital scale. Maybe you are packaging in 100 kg, 200 kg, you need a large scale. But if you are packaging in 2 kg, 3 kg, 4 kg, 5 kg. There are digital scale that you can use to weigh for those kind of kgs. How to calculate for gross weight and net weight. Net weight is the weight of the content, that is the weight of your product only, while gross weight is the weight of both your product and the ziploc, or both the weight of the product and the weight of the can. So you see the difference, and I've showed you how to calculate for gross weight and net weight. Businesses you can do along export chain. Number one, trucking. One of the challenges exporters have, especially large scale exporters, is conveying their product from where they got it or where they source it from to the shipping company or so on. So they find it difficult. So you can get a truck that can be helping large scale exporters to carry their goods from where they are to where it can be shipped. You can decide to buy and give someone to be driving it for you. You mustn't drive it yourself. You can even register with big companies like BUA, Dangote. Then you can be helping them to carry their goods, and it is very profitable. The second business you can do along export business chain is clearing and forwarding agents. Clearing and forwarding agents are those people that are in charge of getting your documents for you, so you don't necessarily need to stress yourself getting all those documents. Their responsibility is to get those documents for you so very fast, and also they are responsible for making sure your products are well loaded into the vessel, and also shipped on time. Clearing and forwarding agents are responsible for all that. So with a clearing and forwarding agent, you don't bother yourself in all those things. This is their work. They do it and they get paid their commission. Okay, if you live close to airport, you can simply go and start learning how to get all those documents. Learn from them and see how they do it. Before you know it, you become a clearing and forwarding agent. The third one is becoming an export broker. Who is an export broker? An export broker is someone who links buyer and seller together. So you link buyer and seller because buyer needs seller and seller need buyer. So you are the middleman that can link them together. You collect your commission. How do you go about it? You can go to Export Import Group and announce that you are a broker. If anybody that needs buyer or anybody that needs seller should contact you. So you link the two of them together, discuss your commission from the buyer and the seller, because you are collecting commission from both the buyer and the seller. So you see, being an export broker will really give you a lot of money, because you are not exporting, you are not doing that business, you are just linking them. By mere linking them, you get your huge commission, especially in large export. If you link buyer and seller in large export and that deal push through, my dear, you'll be making cool money. The fourth one is logistics business or logistics company. You can decide to start running a logistics company. You can now register with airlines like Delta or Lagos Airlines, then business starts. How does this work? Of course, somebody cannot carry 1 kg or 2 kg of product and go to any airline and say, I want to ship this. It doesn't work that way. You must pass through shipping companies. Airlines export in tons. They don't export in kg, they export in containers. So what do shipping companies do? They collect goods from different people and make it up to 1 ton or 1 container. So if they fill that container, that is when they will now give airlines to export. So it is the work of the shipping company to gather goods from different customers and give to the airline to ship. So as an exporter, you cannot carry your goods directly or straight to airline and say, I want to ship this, so as if you are doing local waybill from Lagos to Asaba. No, it doesn't work that way. You must give your product to shipping company. It is the shipping company that will now gather those products and make it up to 1 ton, that is 1 container, and now give the airline with using their own documents. They will now ship it. And airlines give target of 1 ton per month to shipping companies. Airlines give them targets of 1 ton every month, so you can ship as many tons as you want within a month. Another business you can do along export chain, you can also become a sourcing agent. Let's say that, for instance, you live up north or in riverine area in south where there are rivers that you can be able to be getting catfish. You can source out catfish for people to sell and make your money. So there are people that export catfish, you can source out for them. You can even dry package for them, and you'll be cashing out. You can also decide to be a processing and packaging expert. You process products, you package, people just come and buy from you and they export, and this is very, very profitable. You can as well go into packaging materials like selling of heat gun, sealing machine, tamper proof and all that. These are businesses you can do along export chain. So how do you ship through air? There are two types of air freighting. We have doorstep delivery and pickup delivery. Just as the name sounds, doorstep, they will deliver at your doorstep. So in doorstep delivery, doorstep is usually more expensive than the pickup delivery. So these are, if you want your goods to be delivered to you in doorstep, because once you give the shipping company, it is the shipping company that does either the doorstep or the pickup delivery. So if it is doorstep, you have to pay everything. You pay for everything, so they will just deliver to you to your doorstep. In pickup delivery, you pay for other things except clearing your product. So once your goods arrive, you come and clear your goods. Steps to air freighting. If you want to export, once you take your goods to shipping company, what do? They unpack your goods, they lose everything, they check if there is no contraband goods in it, whether you are not carrying any product that is being rejected. Once they cross check for all that, they will repackage it. If they repackage it, they will weigh it, because they'll weigh, when they unpack, they'll weigh it. If they package it, they'll still weigh it again. When you pay for shipping fee, receipts are always given. Sometimes tracking number, that is what your customer or your buyer will use to track his or her goods. Doorstep delivery is also known as express delivery, and it takes 3 to 7 days to get to customer, while pickup delivery takes 7 to 14 days to get to buyer. There is what is called consolidation. This means in shipping, goods that are going to the same location are gathered for a period of time. So if these goods are going to the same location, it will be gathered so that it will meet airline requirements, so that it will make up a container for it to be able to be shipped. This is always cheaper, but it takes time for it to arrive. See shipping step-by-step procedure. If you are exporting in large quantity, large scale exports always export through sea. So sea shipping is meant for heavy load, and it is always cheaper but takes longer time. And to become a large scale exporter, you must meet certain requirements, such as being able to export in containers and getting your documents, such as limited liability documents, getting your NEPC license from Nigeria Export Promotion Council, and opening your Nigeria Export Proceed account. In large scale, once you have gotten your buyer and you and your buyer have agreed on your necessary arrangement, the next you do is to send commercial invoice. It's not like small scale that you send a quotation, or you send a quotation. So in large scale, you are sending a commercial invoice that contains both the amount the customer is meant to pay you and so on. After that, you will now head on to register as an exporter by going on government website. I'll be giving you the website whereby you register and upload your export license, your commercial invoice, and other necessary documents you are meant to upload. This is for large scale exports. After registration, you use the printout and head to your bank to register for your Nigerian Export Proceed account. That is the account that your buyer will be making payments into. You made it known to your buyer. If you are collecting fee for FOB or CIF or C&F, other documents, so many documents you are meant to get, is the work of clearing and forwarding agent that will handle that for you.